It's love, it's not Santa Claus.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
They fundamentally see the world and relationships and even the small moments completely different than each other. Tom is a very immature person at this point in his life. There's who you think someone is, and there's who they actually are. And very often in our minds, we run with this image of who we believe this person is because it's what we want and it's what we need. And anything that could reinforce that, we highlight and we magnify.
I've never told anybody that before.
He's got all these fears that he's now projecting onto her. He's giving her the power to his happiness, and she never wanted them in the first place. Often, if something is unpleasant for her or she doesn't know what to do with it, she avoids.
What's going on here with us?
Who cares?
Her worldview is she just kind of does what she wants, seemingly regardless of other people's feelings.
Just do what you want, don't you?
Be careful that your subjective perception is not confused with objective reality.
Hello and welcome to Toxic or Not. I'm Alan Seawright, a professional filmmaker who needs therapy. I'm joined by
Jonathan Decker, licensed therapist who loves movies. This is cinema therapy, but we are doing a toxic
We're doing
or
a
not.
Toxic or Not. Today we're going to talk about 500 Days of Summer and whether or not it's toxic. It is.
It is.
No. Let's talk about
what is and what isn't.
what is and what isn't, and also what is toxic and why do I hate this word so much because it's become so overused?
Well, I'm just going to take my definition from the Oxford Dictionary. Poisonous, harmful or unpleasant in a pervasive or insidious way.
Okay.
We often use the word toxic when someone disagrees with us or when they are exhibiting behavior that we don't like. But just because we don't like it, or even if it's unhealthy, doesn't mean it's literally
Toxic.
Yeah, insidious or pervasive or poisonous. And so we're going to look at, there's a lot of discourse around 500 Days of Summer. Is it a healthy relationship? It is not. Are there healthy aspects to it? There are.
Sure.
And what do we stand to gain from this? Listen, the protagonist is relatable, kind of a jerk, and the movie itself is fantastic.
Correct.
She likes Magritte and Hopper. And we talked about banana fish for like 20 minutes. We're so compatible, it's insane. She's not like I thought at all. She's amazing.
Oh boy.
What?
Just because some cute girl likes the same bizarro crap you do, that doesn't make her your soulmate, Tom.
What do you mean?
Well, so he thinks she's beautiful and she's got the it factor, right?
Sure, yeah.
And then in the elevator, she says that she likes the Smiths because that's what he's listening to. And he extrapolates, she likes the Smiths, she must be good people.
Right.
But just because someone likes what you like doesn't mean you're a match, right? It goes beyond personal tastes and it goes into what do you want out of life goals, relationship, and who are you and does that fit? And if you don't know what you want out of life, if you don't know what you want out of a relationship and you don't know who you are, that's shaky ground. That's not a solid foundation. And he is too young and immature to have done that work yet.
Right.
Getting into debt is easy,
As easy as Tom falling head over heels for Summer.
but getting out of debt,
As difficult as Tom and Summer resolving their conflict in a healthy manner.
I mean, the system's set up so we don't get out of debt easily.
But PDS Debt is here to help you with that. The easy getting it out of it easier.
If you're struggling with credit cards, personal loans, collections, or medical bills, you need to check out PDS Debt.
They are offering a free debt analysis that only takes 30 seconds.
Head over to pdsdebt.com/cinema to get your free debt assessment today.
This would have really helped me the time that I decided to get into the film industry and crashed my entire credit score for almost 10 years because I did it badly.
And this could have helped me when I was donating plasma twice a week just to make ends meet and pay off my student loans.
PDS Debt provides a service to match you with debt solutions that are tailored to your personal financial situation.
They work to understand your specific situation so they can help provide alternative solutions to becoming debt-free.
You can even save more and pay off your debt in a fraction of the time.
Anyone with $10,000 or more in eligible debt qualifies, and there is no minimum credit score required.
Stop waiting and start saving. Get a free debt analysis at pdsdebt.com/cinema. Tom, I'm talking to you. You're clearly in way over your head. Come on, buddy.
Writing greedy cards doesn't pay like it used to, and those Swedish furniture store dates aren't going to pay for themselves.
Who's paying for all the meatballs, Tom? Those are $8 per person.
It only takes 30 seconds. That's pdsdebt.com/cinema.
pdsdebt.com/cinema. a cinema.
It's off.
What?
I mean, summer.
Was it ever on?
No, but it could have been in a world where good things happen to me.
Yeah, well, that's not really where we live.
No.
So what happened?
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
So there we are. 9 more floors to ride, just me and her. Hey, Summer.
Hi.
How's your weekend?
It was good.
Can you believe that? I'm sorry, what?
And the scene goes on from there with him, like, just losing his mind over literally nothing.
The way she said good made him believe she must have been having amazing sex with some guy all weekend. And
Then he gives her plenty of opportunities to, like...
dude, I love that so much.
It's such a great
If she was
scene.
interested in me, I gave her plenty of opportunities, and everything he does is what men stereotypically criticize women for being too vague, for not being direct, for not making what you want known. And everything he does is just hints hoping she gets it.
And they're
And they're weak
dumb.
sauce.
They're really dumb,
so
and they're so funny.
You could just ask her out.
Don't be stupid.
Tom is a very immature person at this point
Yes.
in his life and in his journey. This is the nice guy culture that we have talked about in other episodes.
Yep.
The idea that if I'm nice, then I am entitled to affection.
Right.
That I'm entitled to you choosing me. And if you don't, then you are a insert derogatory gender-based slur here, right? And they do, which is not great, but also deliberate. Like, it's not, oh, the film is aged poorly. No, the film is making a very
The film
specific...
knows exactly what it's saying.
Yeah, and this all comes down to insecurity. I can't truly be happy until I have love.
Right.
And when you meet somebody and it feels really special and feeling like if this doesn't work, I will never love again. Like this was it.
Mm-hmm.
And putting that level of intensity into it. And so the reason he's so offended and hurt when she says it was good about her weekend is because he's got all these fears that he's now projecting onto her. Fears about her being with someone else, which heaven forbid, but he's putting so much stock in what she says and does and his entire mood. You watch this whole movie. If she treats him the way he wants, he's elated. In fact, there's a whole dance number about that very thing. And then if she is cruel or hurtful to him, or especially when she's not cruel and hurtful, she's just not as warm and open as he wants her to be, he plummets. And it's all because he's giving her the power to his happiness.
Yeah.
He's giving her the reins, and she never wanted them in the first place.
Right.
Let me break it down for you.
Break it down.
Okay. I like being on my own. Relationships are messy and people's feelings get hurt. Who needs it? We're young. We live in one of the most beautiful cities in the world. Might as well have fun while we can and save the serious stuff for later.
Holy sh! You're a dude. She's a dude.
I love drunk best friend.
What happens if you fall in love? What?
Well, you don't believe that, do you?
It's love, it's not Santa Claus.
That's such a
What does
great
that word
line.
even mean? I've been in relationships and I don't think I've ever seen it.
Well, maybe that's...
And most marriages end in divorce these days. Like my parents.
Okay, mine too, but...
Methinks the lady doth protest too much.
The lady dothn't. There's no such thing as love, it's fantasy.
Well, I think you're wrong.
Okay, well, what is it that I'm missing then?
I think you know when you feel it.
I guess we can just agree to disagree.
Yeah.
We've been pretty down on Tom
Yeah.
so far. Like, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Love does exist. It's not Santa Claus.
Right? That's a great
Santa
line.
Claus also exists.
Okay.
Trying to describe love to a person who doesn't believe in it, you know it when you feel it.
Yeah. This is my issue with too much of our reaction culture when it comes to pop culture, but also to people in reality is such broad strokes. Like, I've seen so much online that Tom is an irredeemable a-hole, or Tom's great and Summer's irredeemable and she's terrible. And they're both just people.
Yeah.
And sometimes they get it right. And
They both do
sometimes-
some stupid crap and some great crap.
Yeah. Like they're just 20-somethings starting to get their feet wet in the whole arena of relationships here.
Yeah.
And this is a great scene from him, the points that he makes. But also, the commentators online are correct. Summer very clearly states who she is and what she's about.
Yes. but we also get why she feels the way she feels.
From her parents' divorce,
You know, love isn't real because I watched my parents' marriage crumble. And most marriages end in divorce, which is not actually statistically true.
That's not true.
But like, she is projecting that onto everything, which is totally understandable, especially for a young 20-something.
Yeah.
I never did anything like that.
Well, and the danger signs for me is when she says, I don't believe it exists. You can see it in his eyes, challenge accepted.
Yep.
And that's not entirely unhealthy in moderation with respect for she's going to choose what she's going to choose, sure. but maybe she might come to see things differently. But he has got it in his head that absolutely she will.
I don't know how to tell you this, man. There's a Chinese family in our bathroom.
Because they're at IKEA on a date.
I feel expressly called out by this. The number of IKEA dates that Megan and I have gone on is many.
This is fun. You're fun.
Thanks.
I don't think I ever made out on a bed in IKEA, though.
Hey, I just want to tell you that, I'm not really looking for anything serious. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Because some people kind of freak out when they hear that.
No, not me.
You sure?
Yeah, like, casual. Right? Take it slow.
No pressure.
He is 100% not being genuine right now.
Nope.
And why? It's not because he's a bad person.
To be fair, that's not the most casual thing.
No. What?
She takes his hand.
Yeah. Yeah, but but at the same time, we're having a casual relationship. That involves hand holding and kissing and affection. She's talking about, like, there is no end game for me. This is an in the moment connection and enjoyment of each other.
She wants to keep it casual. Which is why she's in my bed right now. But that's casual, and that's what casual people do.
And he is telling her exactly what she wants to hear, while 100% he's planning to bring her over to his side.
Right.
Because he has been talking about her being the one almost since the moment he met her. There's who you think someone is, and there's who they actually are. Mm-hmm. And very often we go, in our minds, we run with this image of who we believe this person is because it's what we want and it's what we need. And anything that could reinforce that, we highlight and we magnify. And anything that goes against that
any red flags, just like
yeah, well, red flags, but also differences. You know, we're not the same. Like, she has said now in 2 straight conversations, 1, I don't believe love is real, I don't believe it exists, and I like being single and I like being on my own. And 2, she says, I just want to keep this casual and no expectations, no pressure. I'm not looking for anything serious.
Yep.
There are people who are scared to open up, scared to commit because they've seen relationships fail, because they've got insecurities or they've got beliefs about relationships that when they get in something healthy and loving and safe, that they do open up and they do have a relationship that lasts and it is something beautiful. I'm not down on him for the belief that maybe this could go the way he wants it to. Where I have an issue with him is that he expects it to.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, then he gets bitter and angry as if she did something wrong. As if she led him on, which I don't think, at least so far, I don't think she has.
Hey, what's the matter?
So he picked a fight because the guy was hitting her.
You can't believe me.
You were so completely uncool in there.
Wait, are you mad at me? I just got my ass kicked for you.
Oh, really? Was that for me? Was that for my benefit?
Yes, it was.
Okay, well, next time, don't, because I don't need your help. You know what? I'm really tired. Can we talk about this tomorrow?
So I was on board with her until that. So clearly there's something that needs to be talked about.
I have thoughts.
Okay.
But all.
No, you know what? I'm not going anywhere till you tell me what's going on.
Nothing's going on. We're just...
What? We're just what?
We're just...
No, don't pull that with me. Don't even try to... This is not how you treat your friend. Kissing in the copy room, holding hands in IKEA, shower sex? Come on, friends my balls.
I like you, Tom. I just don't want to relate.
Well, you're not the only one that gets a say in this. I do too. And I say we're a couple. God damn it.
There's a lot to unpack in
A
that.
lot in that scene.
Yeah.
She's not wrong. He didn't pick a fight for her. He picked a fight because he was feeling marginalized by this,
Yeah, emasculated, threatened, whatever.
by this like dude bro who was hitting on Summer and wouldn't take no for an answer.
And such a perfect casting of a dude, bro.
Oh my
though.
gosh, what a douche.
Because that guy did have a very punchable
What?
face.
Oh. I'm really curious what your thoughts are. I'm very much of the opinion that don't sleep on ill feelings.
Yeah.
Also, you don't need to talk about it like in a heightened emotional state.
If either person is in an emotionally flooded state, it's not going to go well. So you need to get into a cool-headed headspace, right?
Right.
Of just being able to access what am I feeling, and I'm able to engage in perspective taking instead of just attacking and shutting down. She's pretty much there. I do think sometimes it's okay to sleep on your feelings. I also
Okay.
It depends on what's behind the statement. I'm really tired. Can we talk about this tomorrow? If it's legitimately I'm exhausted, therefore this is going to go badly.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to engage, or I'm going to engage too strongly. If she's saying, let's talk about this tomorrow as a, this is when we're going to have the conversation. We are going to have the conversation.
Yeah.
And this is what's going on with me. That's healthy and supportive. If she's
To me, that read as passive-aggressive avoidance. Let's talk about it tomorrow, and then she's not going to deal with it tomorrow either.
And why I agree with you is because that's what we've seen from her character so far.
Yes.
Is that she often, if something is unpleasant for her or she doesn't know what to do with it, she avoids.
What are we like? What's going on here with us?
I don't know. Who cares?
I see where Tom's coming from and the points he's making. This is not how you treat a friend. The things that we've been doing are things that a couple would do. The issue is Tom is only now, when he's hurt and angry, revealing his true perspective on this.
Yeah, because he's been going along with her the whole time.
Yeah.
When she's saying, I want to do a couple things, but not have it be that meaning.
Exactly. And to her credit, she's always been upfront about it.
Yeah.
And now he's saying, well, this is what I want. The issue I have with Tom is that he's putting it on her, as if she's led him along when she's been very candid. Now, you can make the argument, and I don't think it's an invalid argument, that it might be unrealistic for her to think, I could do this with Tom, and it'll just be casual. But he's also portrayed himself that way. And when he says, I get a say in this too, and I say we're a couple.
That isn't how that works.
Yeah. And what needed to happen was Tom early on saying, hey, you know me, I believe in love. I am happy to keep this casual for now as we explore the space together and see if this is something we both want. Down the road, if you still feel the way you feel now, then this isn't going to have longevity, right? And maybe you change your mind being with me, and maybe you don't. And if you don't, well, then we'll accept that when it happens. But he didn't do that. I wouldn't have done that in my early 20s. I wouldn't have known to do that. He's someone who loves love and believes in love, but he needs to believe in it realistically.
Right.
And he needs a worldview that isn't saccharine greeting card. So she's engaged now to somebody else.
Yeah.
You should have told me. When we were at the wedding and we were dancing.
Well, he hadn't asked me yet.
But he was in your life.
Yeah.
So why'd you dance with me?
Because I wanted to.
This is the fundamental difference between Tom and Summer, is they keep missing. And the reason they keep missing is because they fundamentally see the world and relationships and even the small moments completely different than each other. And it led to pain for both of them, which is why it was never going to work.
One thing Megan, our producer, pointed out, I think this is where Summer loses a lot of people, because her worldview is she just kind of does what she wants.
Yeah.
Seemingly regardless of other people's feelings.
Yeah. And I think that's a fair assessment of Summer. That is a blind spot for her. I think it's unfair if people say that Summer doesn't care.
It's definitely not malicious.
She's just oblivious to it.
You just do what you want, don't you?
Yep.
You never wanted to be anybody's girlfriend, and now you're somebody's wife.
It surprised me too.
I don't think I'll ever understand that. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
It just happened.
Right, but that's what I don't understand. What just happened?
I just woke up one day and I knew.
Knew what?
What I was never sure of with you.
It feels like a slap in the face, but it's not meant to be.
No. It's not a slap in the face. It's getting hit with a ton of bricks. It's not...
It's just telling him the truth, but ouch.
You know what sucks? Realizing that everything you believe in is complete and utter bullshit sucks.
What do you mean?
You know, destiny and soulmates, true love, and all that childhood fairy tale nonsense. You were right. I should have listened to you.
No.
Yeah, what are you smiling at? What? What are you looking at me like that for?
Well, you know, I guess it's because I was sitting in a deli and reading Dorian Gray, and a guy comes up to me and asks me about it, and now he's my husband.
Yeah, and so?
So what if I'd gone to the movies? What if I had gone somewhere else for lunch? What if I'd gotten there 10 minutes later?
Guys, love is a miracle.
Yeah.
It was meant to be. And I just kept thinking, Tom was right.
No.
Yeah, I did. I did. It just wasn't me that you were right about.
So this is a prime example of sometimes telling the truth will hurt somebody, and you can see the way she plays it is really beautiful.
Yeah.
Telling the truth, it's going to hurt in the moment, but you tell it because you care, because it'll help or it'll set someone free.
Yep.
And this is one of the times in the film, because I agree with you about Summer. I think she's oblivious to the pain she causes a lot. But this is one time where she is very mindful about what she's saying.
Yeah.
You were saying love is a miracle. Why?
I mean, listen, you understand even better than I do the neuroscience behind love. The fact that you have to have millions or billions of chemical and neurological interactions to experience the feeling called love, just for yourself to do it, and then someone else has to have their own version of that with their brain that's wired completely different, that is looking for completely different things, and two of those people, like two completely different people, can have that for each other at the same time.
Yeah.
This is why I believe in God. It's too cosmically ridiculous.
I think of La La Land when we watched that as well, right? It's all evidence of our ability to choose.
Yeah.
And what I think is beautiful about this film and La La Land is they're kind of anti-love stories, at least in the classic sense. But just because they don't stay together doesn't mean that it's not love.
Yeah.
Right?
No, it was love. They learned, they grew, and it was real.
Yeah. What I think is so beautiful about this story and this film, like the whole toxic or not thing, like...
We have to have a definitive thing. Is their relationship toxic?
I think there are fumes.
Okay.
I think there are some noxious fumes in there.
Sure.
But I don't think it's an abusive, toxic relationship. And I'm not saying that the things that are unhealthy or unsupportive aren't. I'm just saying what you have is two young people who are immature. And by the end of the film, from their experiences with each other, they've landed at a place of greater maturity.
Yes.
There's not a whole lot of accountability.
Right.
So they learn from each other, but they don't help heal each other's wounds through ownership. But I do love that he recognizes I wasn't a fool for believing in love. The only thing I was a fool for doing was believing it's a one and done, or believing that like it has to be this person. The fact is, our capacity to love grows as we grow. Our capacity to connect, to forgive, to be accountable, to be present, to be mindful, to be caring grows as we grow. And if we stumble before, or we fail before, or something that we really hope for before doesn't pay off, it doesn't mean that's it and the whole shebang was a stupid idea. It just means, okay, I'm gonna regroup, I'm gonna pick myself up, I'm gonna take these lessons and I'm gonna apply them to the next one. So until next time.
Methinks the lady doth protest too much.
No, she dothn't.
And watch movies.
Oh, you're staying in Drunken Slur.
I can't get out of it now.
We want to thank our patrons for...
I love you, patrons.
We do. Over on our Patreon, bunch of bonus content, exclusive things that we create, and extended director's cuts.
So much more of this.
So we want to thank you, including folks like...
Sarah Hall.
Michelle Guillot. I did 3 pronunciations. Hopefully one of them was correct.
They weren't. Thomas Moore.
Kevin Schofield.
I want a little Thomas less, you know what I'm saying? And Allison French. She could probably pronounce that other name because she's French.
Thank you, patrons.